Hello Spider Peeps. Well, today I'm going to play with this battery. In one of my previous videos, this battery arrived allegedly dead inside this cool little digital multimeter. And you've probably seen by now, I replaced it in there. But several comments on this video have said that probably the battery in there is dead, which is what I expected. But this BMS here may well be completely stopping this battery from sending any power out because it's gone lower than the minimum threshold that these LiPo batteries should have. I mean, that's what the BMS is for, to stop it going low. And when I measured this, there was absolutely no voltage in it. But a few people have said, why don't you try charging this battery as opposed to throwing it away? So I'm going to do that in this video. So first of all, let's use this multimeter, which is now fixed and it's still working from the previous videos. It's that's cool. So let's plug this in. So this has got to be the voltage and that's got to be the common. So if, say, I get this other little battery that's on this little device that I still haven't shown you, let's just put some power on that. So yeah, we see that that battery's got 3.39 volts in it, 3.5 volts in it. So this is all working fine. So if I take a reading from this, do we have anything coming out of this at all? So I'm getting nothing out of there. Oh, we just twitched then. Well, I'm hopefully getting nothing out of there. So let's undo this. I was going to put this in the battery recycling, but a few people said I needed to save the little BMS board, which if we have to throw this away, I will do. But let's just see whether there's any voltages coming out of there. Oh, that's interesting. That made an interesting beep. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, it looks like there's a short circuit beep on there. Oh, 4? Is that 4 what? Oh, 4.2 ohms. So I'm not getting any voltage off that. I should be getting voltage off that. It thinks it's a resistor, so that might be coming through this. So I don't know what the best way to do this is. In fact, I think I'm going to cut this nickel to take that BMS out of the circuit. If I cut that nickel in the middle, I should be able to solder it back together. I know you're not supposed to solder stuff, but in fact, probably the better thing is to cut it off there. So I'll cut it off really close to there, then I can solder it back to the board and maybe not put too much heat through that. So where's one of my standard clippers? Now I'm only going to do it this side. I'm just going to check I'm not going to short anything out just to scare terrain by Aaron. So I'm going to cut the black wire, Aaron. So I'm just going to go into this nickel bit here and snip. All right, so that's disconnected that from the circuit. And I think what I'm going to do, so that we don't have any startling occurrences, I'm just going to tape up this board so nothing accidentally shorts to the little BMS board while I'm playing with this. There you go, the battery is disarmed. All right, so now we've cut the other circuit out. I wonder if we get in a voltage off that. I mean, I'm sure there should be some voltage there. And actually, we'll work out which is positive and which is negative, because that would help. Is there any voltage at all? Well, I'm just getting 3.9 ohms off that. I'm just getting a resistance. To me, that doesn't seem right. To me, that seems that this, well, flip, that this battery has had it. It's almost like there's a... Oh, that's... Yeah, it's showing a short. I don't think it's safe enough to try and charge this. And there's that bump in there as well. Really not sure. I think I'm still almost convinced that this battery's had it. Tell you what I'll do. I mean, will one of these be connected directly to this? So, okay, yeah. So this is the positive side. and there's nothing coming through there. All right, so that's the positive side there. Typical, I don't have my positive marker here, which I normally have. I've only got my sad, depressed markers. I went and got it. So this is red. See, honestly, if this is a dead short, I shouldn't be putting any power on this, should I? Right, let's see. I can't remember when I was filming the original video how far I tested this. But yeah, dead short is never good. So if I put some power into this now, I think all that's going to happen, even if it's 4.2 volts that I'm putting in there to wake this up, I think all will happen is that my voltage supply will cut out if it is a dead short. That's sort of how things work. All right, so I've got 4.2 volts on my meter. So the interesting thing is I'll connect this one up. So that's the negative. And I think if I connect that and my power supply cuts out, these lights will go off. So let's see what happens. Let's connect this. All right, so the little overload, so that it's not gone off, but the voltmeter is now suddenly dropped to 3.2 volts going into it. So it is doing something. Right, let's get this little thing that I've made, which hopefully you've seen the video about that. If I connect this up, if we get power, we should start to see this. So if I then connect that to it, is there any power going through? So it's showing 3.2 volts on my actual voltmeter, but nothing else is happening, and we're not getting anything on that. I mean, it might be too low for the voltage on this. I think that's probably the case. Let's connect this to that. That should just show that. So 4.2 volts there going into it. All right, so I don't think I can leave that in there at the moment. I wonder what the lowest voltage is on my little thing. Just try that. 4.2, 4, right, yeah. So this stops working at about 3.8. So let's try and add some charge to this battery then. Okay, so my voltage is showing 3.2. Wonder if can I turn this up? Can I add more voltage into it? No. So this battery is only taking 3.3 volts at the moment. Just gone down to 3.2. There's a real big bump down the bottom of the battery down there as well. It's worrying. Let's use my little device here. So that's 24.5 volts at the moment. Quite cool. 26 there. 27. Can't tell whether that's going up. Interesting that that bit's 27 and that bit there's 26. It makes me think that there's some issue there. Right. I'm going to leave that for a couple of seconds. Okay, this is feeling to me warm at the back. Let's just try this again. So zoom out for you a little bit. 26 and 26 at the front. So the front of the battery's warmed up now. And this has gone to 29 at the back. My voltage meter's showing 3.4 now. Okay, that's enough for now. I really don't want a battery fire going on here. There's definitely something up with the bottom of this battery. So down here, there's that big score. And then this bit here is all fatter than I think it should be. Although, I mean, that might be where it's folded, I don't know. So have I got any power now coming out of this battery? That's done it for about 5 minutes there. I had that on charge, and I think if it's going to do anything, it should show it now. Let's get those the right way round. Okay, so I am showing 1 volt now. we were showing nothing before. But look how quick that's falling. Yeah, I don't really trust having that battery in a device hidden away that might just sort of set itself in fire in the cave. I am thinking that's a dangerous battery, but I've just got to charge it some more though, haven't I? Let's keep going a bit. Okay, I've just put this on a metal plate just to, obviously I don't want that to short, but it should be all right. It's not touching the base, either of them. And I'm just going to leave this on for 10-20 minutes and see what happens with this battery. It's showing 3.3 volts again now. That had gone up to 3.5 before. It dropped a lot. So let's just leave it for a bit. Maybe this up here is where all the electrons are parking to begin with. Right, well this has gone down to 2.7 now. 2.7 volts. Let's check the temperature. That's still 29-30 at that edge. And 24 there. Does it feel hot? How warm is Spidermaf? 32, yeah, so it shouldn't really be feeling warm to me, but it is a little bit. I don't think this is working. It's gone to 2.7 volts now, but don't know. Okay, this is showing 22.5 volts going in. It feels a little warm to the touch, even though it's probably still cooler than me. I don't know, I've just realised, I don't know whether the shiny surface is changing that. 25, 22, not sure. It could be an issue with my scientific method, but scientist, I'm not a scientist. Right, so do I get any voltage? I mean, if it's over 3 volts now, I should get enough voltage off the cell to light this little tester. But no, nothing from there. So let's see what voltage I'm measuring. Probably just going to be about 1 volt again, do you think, on this? See, it's even less now. It's 6.3 volts, and then it just goes to short. Yeah, it's gone back to short again. Oh, a little bit of voltage. 0.6. Yeah, I'm convinced this has had it. So I'm going to put this in the recycling, but save this and send it to Unibyte. Unibyte's got a great channel. He commented that I ought to save the little BMS board, which I probably will do. All right, hope you enjoyed this brief experimental video. And yeah, I always want to save these cells. I never really want to destroy them, but I've got this working. That's the most important bit. Stay tuned to the channel, the same Spider channel. And please, if you've got any other comments about this battery and about what we might do with it, please leave it below. Was the voltages that you saw coming off that, does that prove that the cell is dead? One thing I did learn about doing this little project is that you can get ceramic cutters. So I've ordered some from AliExpress, but at the moment that is disarmed and will go in the recycling.